Well, we're out here at Gramercy Park. You know what? The reason why we're out here today is because, well, we just happen to be in the neighborhood. But last week, you know, the AFL-CIO president, Trumka, he was in town last week at the Worker Institute at the Cornell University on East 34th Street. And he was there was a media, reporters were able to ask him a couple questions. And one reporter happened to ask him about, you know, why is it that, like, major media networks, like, why do working people who might be in unions, who might not be in unions, having a tough time in this economy, why do they gravitate towards Fox News? He answered that question. I followed up with a question I'm asking, you know, what would it be like if organized labor in this country could build up a network, a news network, right, that, you know, that could rival Fox News, you know, because like when working people watch Fox News, they get all riled up, and I'll give you one example of that, right? This whole thing about funding high-speed rail projects, if you watch any of that stuff on the internet, you see how people comment either on Facebook or other social media platforms. They always say this, they always cry, oh, we don't have the money, we don't have the money to fund high-speed rail. It's taxpayer money that's going to go to waste. We don't have it. Meantime, the military gets money in a blink of an eye, if you know what I'm talking about. Listen, so, you know, that's the question that we posed to Mr. Trumka, okay? He said it is a question of resources. Obviously, organized labor might not have the resources equivalent to a multi-billion-dollar corporation like Fox News, okay? Now, Fox News, you know what their slogan is, right? Fair and balanced, they like to say. Can you guys believe that? Fox News. You hear it? Fair and balanced. Fair and balanced. They like to say they're fair and that's what they do say, though. So anyway, you got to stay tuned because you got to hear what Richard Trumka you got to find out. You'll see in our video clip his answer to our question about how labor can organize a massive media network where millions of workers will resonate and will identify with. So as usual, as always, Mark Busich for Labor Press. Stay tuned. Thank you.
We have a group called Working America. It's our community group. We go out into working class neighborhoods cold. We go to no union household. We knock on a door. Start a conversation with them. Hey, how's it going? Economy working for you? You really like what's going on? Of course not. Economy's not working for me. Would you like it? Things change? Would you like a voice in that? Here's what we stand for. We have 3.5 million members in Working America right now. 2 out of every 3 doors that we knock on join up. And then when you give them the education, the economic facts, instead of the pablum and the propaganda that they get and the cliches that they get from Fox News and all of those, they vote in their own interest. In the last presidential election, that group of people voted 1 percentage point better for Barack Obama than our active members. 76 to 75, after we gave them that economic education and said, here's how they're doing it, here's what's happening to you, and here's the path out of it. Now, we're taking common sense economics right now, and we hope to take it to an additional 2 to 3 million non-union workers this election cycle to give them the same training. And we think we'll have the same results, that it will take away those wedge issues. Here's the other interesting thing about that. I love talking with people who come armed with cliches, and you bat the first cliche away, and they don't know what to say. When you say that's simply not the truth, here's the truth, and then they're baffled because they buy the slogans, but they don't really buy the dogma under it. When you give them the facts, it really does have an effect.
I think Mark.
Yeah, we don't respond.
Good.
Just curious, you know, just kind of following up on Don's question. You think it would be easier for the labor movement to get its message across to the working population who might not be affiliated with unions but who are having a tough time in this economy if the labor movement, say, had a media network as powerful, say, as Fox News, whose message obviously resonates with a lot of working people?
Well, the answer is unequivocally yes. The question becomes the resources to do it with and the skill to do it with. You know, when you're under attack, the resources have to be prioritized. And unfortunately, while we're giving considerable thought and dedicating a lot of our strategies to rebranding the labor movement. They haven't expanded out to our own network yet. We have some local stuff. You have television shows, you have radio shows, you have different brands out there that are happening. We'd love to have a national network. It's just the resources to be able to do it with.